Of a tourist interest is to sample the food of the place they are visiting. Apart from the regular foods that can be touted as local and indigenous to the area, there may be other foods which are quite unconventional. That is where we are today on the Sacromes Post, where we are presenting to you one unique meal which some Ghanaians do not know even exist. Follow me, Obapa Akokono. It's my name. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back from the break. As I said, we are presenting to you one unique meal on today's show of your choice. Follow me as we enter Akokono House, a place that strives on serving delicious, crunchy Akokono kebab. Obapa Akokono, that's my name. Join me, let's find out.
Hi, my name is Shobita Soor and I am the CEO of Legendary Foods. In the marketplace, we are known as Akokono House. And we are on a bold mission to produce the region's most effective, most accessible, most ecologically sustainable and nutritious form of animal protein. And we do that using Akokono, palm larva meat. My team and I have built the technology and the knowledge to be able to have it be available all year round in a food safe way. So yes, Akokono kebab is a very common and popular way to consume it. Akokono soup is also very popular. And what we find is that when people taste products with Akokono in it, they are also willing to eat Akokono in its whole form. So what do I mean by this? We have built what we call gateway products. So cookies that have Akokono in it, shito that has Akokono in it. And so what happens is when somebody tries that, they like it, they really enjoy the taste, then they move on to other products that maybe have Akokono that is more front and center to the dish. So things like Akokono kebab or Akokono stew, Akokono soup. Really, our goal is for this to be used access to animal protein and to help achieve protein sovereignty in the region.
So over here, what we do is we actually sell Akokono. We are into farming and selling of Akokono. So when you come to the sales cafe, what we do basically is we actually make foods out of. So basically that's what we do here. We are into food preparation and sales.
Akokono is like a very good source of protein. It has zinc, it has various amino acids. You can get various minerals from it, and you know, with this COVID era, zinc is a very essential nutrients that we all need in our diet to boost our immune system. So eating Akokono is sort of boosting your immune system, and then also like compared to Akokono and the fats we get in say other sorts of meats, you realize that the fat in Akokono is quite better than those ones. So eating Akokono is like a healthier source of protein.
We have a farm that runs 365 days a year, and we also bring our products to market all year round. Often we find that Akokono is a special food or a delicacy of sorts, and so people really like having it.
And sent on time.
The nutritional benefits of Akokono are many. Akokono is very high in zinc and vitamins that are essential to our health and that are often deficient in many populations around the world. It is also a good source of protein, so it's a complete protein. It has all amino acids, and it is also a good source of healthy fat. So it's a source of stable fats that is actually good for you and necessary for the absorption of many minerals and vitamins in the body.
I love being at this place. My favorite among all their products, the food that they bring out, is the Akokono sauce with rice. I recommend this plate for everybody, especially when you're on weekends or on holidays.
Baby, oh, biano, say open sauce, kebab, frozen. The machino, the dry one, the open biano, upesi or down kwa, offer line on quadia. Maybe walk masi biano, location be biano, me the bebrel.
You can come here. They are very, very friendly. The workers here, they are very, very friendly. And the place is very hygienic. I recommend this place for every worker, friends, everyone to come here. You will love it.
We are on a bold mission to produce the region's most cost-effective, most accessible, most ecologically sustainable and nutritious form of animal protein. And we do that using Akokono, palm larva meat.
So over here, what I do is I go to field, and going to the field, I bring in on board the business-to-business aspect. That's what I focus on. And with the business-to-business aspect, I'm focusing on the cold stores. We have the 5 stars and traditional hotels and restaurants that we are bringing on board, so that we can serve them with our Akokono. And with our Akokono too, we have the fresh and frozen. So with these top hotels and traditional restaurants, we can give them our fresh and frozen, and they can serve all their customers with Akokono. Since we are focusing on our traditional and also building our market base in Africa and the world, we are much interested in selling Akokono to everyone in this world, especially Ghanaians.
I got the idea to launch this food tech business because when I was in school myself, I participated in a crowdsourcing platform called the HALT Prize. And with my colleagues from McGill University, we proposed the idea of launching an edible insect business where we could farm edible insects instead of them being foraged from the wild, which is how they are traditionally consumed. And in doing so, we anticipated bringing down the cost, increasing the food safety of it, and having it be available all year round instead of only seasonally. So we ultimately ended up winning the HALT Prize, and that is really the genesis of my journey in edible insects.
Okay, so with the Akokono sauce, we basically take the fresh Akokono and we steam it. So the steaming, we use onion, garlic, ginger, like the various ingredients we need to steam, like we use in steaming Akokono. So we steam the Akokono, and then when we are done, we add our vegetables. So we add carrots, we add green pepper, we add onions, just to give it some more taste and then like crunchiness to the whole sauce. So basically the sauce is quite simple and straightforward.
People have received our product with great excitement. So we have been in the marketplace for about 18 months now, and people will say, oh my God, how did you get so many Akokono together? Or people will say, wow, I haven't eaten this in like 20 years. It's been such a long time. And so overwhelmingly, the reaction has been really positive. And I would say what's actually very exciting for my team and I is that even with the younger generation that grew up in urban cities that maybe did not have access to palm larva meat, to Akokono, when they were younger or in rural settings, when they taste it for the first time, they like it. Because Akokono meat is very familiar to our palate. It very much has the texture of meat and has a flavor that we are very comfortable with, that is very familiar to us. So this has also been very exciting and validating for my team, that not only is it the older generation that likes it, but when somebody tries it for the first time, they really like it. I often say that Akokono has the texture of sausage and the taste of shrimp. So Akokono is used in many different ways. Traditionally, how a lot of people like to consume it is to actually pierce the Akokono and then cook with it. What that does is that exposes the fat that is inside the larva. And as we all know, fat is a great source of flavor, especially when you mix it with spices and other ingredients. It absorbs flavor extremely well. So that is a very common way. People also put it into rice dishes like stir-fried rice or jollof rice, things like that. And it cooks very fast. It doesn't need a lot of cooking time. So if you're buying it fresh, we see that most of our customers pierce and then cook with it just as they would cook with meat or with fish. And then if you buy the frozen one, it's a very similar thing. You just have to wait for it to thaw, and it does thaw quite fast.
Okay, so first of all, I would want everyone to try Akokono. If you've not tried Akokono, those who have stayed in the villages and all that, they know about Akokono, and some other people know about Akokono. If you haven't tried Akokono before, I encourage you to try. Come to Akokono House, or you can call us to try Akokono. We have various products. We have shito, we have cookies, we have Akokono sauce, we have kebab. We can even make sauce, stew, soup. We have all these products available. So you can come to Akokono House and come and have a taste. I want you to try it because number one, the taste is delicious. Like you can't find it anywhere. So come and try Akokono. And then the other nutrients we get from Akokono, we get various nutrients, zinc, we get various amino acids from it. So when you take in Akokono, you're not only taking in meat or just like that, you get other essential minerals and all that from it.
My major interest in Akokono product is about the food nutritious content. With Akokono, you have your zinc, and we all know zinc is good for our immune system. You have your protein, you have your fat. So Akokono is a very delicious, tasty, and it smells very good. So I encourage everyone, every single individual, to try Akokono. Even with sample, we can give you fresh and frozen or whatever type you want to try.
We have a variety of customer segments, but I would say that the most ripe customer segment for us has been a consumer that falls within the following sort of description. So they are usually, middle to upper age, middle to upper class as well, even though, this is a food to be eaten by everyone, and we are working very hard to increase its accessibility across the nation and across all levels of accessibility. We serve dishes with Akokono only, and so we serve dishes that have the Akokono in it in some form. If you want to be part of the future of food, then please join us at Akokono House. I invite you to try all of our products as they are nutritious and delicious and will give you an incredible boost of energy. If you want to be part of something that we have been doing for centuries, and if you also want to be part of something that we will be doing more of in the future, then please try Akokono products.
There is nothing more romantic than a serene walk to the Akokono house. Of course, this has been a Sacrum Exposed brought to you today from the Akokono house, Tech, precisely KNUST Mango Street. How to get here? It's very simple. Get to Tech Junction. Ask any high taxi to take you to the address. Uber is also another option. As I always say, help us grow and empower us to bring you more by liking, subscribing, and most importantly, leave us a comment. Obapa Kosinya Miche is my name. Ghnewsnow, Africa from an African perspective. Bye.
Ago. Amen.
This week's episode of Enye Easy is brought to you by Domot Aluminium Ghana Limited, manufacturers of quality household utensils and roofing products.
Boy.
You miss rough. I can't travel no.
Ole na ko ni sane me dwan
Kevin na ko han in local film.
Kevin on Malay. Kana ko chamia you wo no.
Yeah, stop it. I'm serious. You need to do a better job in answering your phone.
Oh, my dear. Ole no ni me dwan.
Okay.
You can get bo fan back.
Nothing. Maybe.
You can wear Dubai for the next month.
Next month. Why not we be in your gym and waiting there? Why she best and you know how many times you Nutritional
sweetie, you have to try. One more day, Jacket. Make a ball fake or no down there, or busy on tuning.
How's your day been?
My day has been awesome, you know. And I was missing you. So when you called, I said, why not? Let's meet up for lunch.
Beautiful. I miss you too, gorgeous. My intentions. I wanna give you love and affection. Anything you want, all you gotta do is mention. Even if I know they fit that for them, I go hustle any means just to get them.
We thought iPhone Plus, 6 Plus energy quick.
Oh, fine, please. Next week I get my paycheck. I'll sort you out. I'll get you a new iPhone.
No. I need it today, sweetie. But you can't keep doing this to me. Dan, and next week. Sweetie, we thought like money.
Wait.
Mama, feel me, guy.
Listen. Yeah. Look at the money I spent this week. Allow me to take my paycheck and I'll get you the phone. I'm gonna get it for you. 6 months.
Babe, I'm tired of waiting. You always say next week. I've always been there for you. Wait, you know what? Forget
it. Just like that, she walks away in the same mysterious outfit. There's more to that outfit, and it's all in this story.
All I really know that I want you is your physical attraction, or maybe it's your ways and your actions. I just don't care what it is, so all I know I need you in my life, oh.
Boss, if you check flies, when you mind. Pedro shop. We got chicken legs, fresh vegetables, 99 cents.
The fresher the better.
Pedro shop. Chalonia, you didn't hatch it. That's money. Flash, quite a man perform. I know that I see a giant. I say, judge my crowd.
No idea.
Any idea? The idea behind it. What dear be I cake? I don't take your ideas. Oh, why ideas behind it?
I deal with the bedroom.
Calamity.
Me catch you. Yen dumping.
Oh,
yen dumping.
Yen dumping flies no. Don't think. No. Wait. Don't think Pedro is going to pay us.
Me say he will.
We are sure.
Me catch you.
Pedro flies here. I know they think this guy's going to pay us.
Nah, yeah. Come on.
So no matter what, we're going to get our money. Oh, for the first time, I'm going to take your idea. So let's do that. Quick. We got no time to waste. Let's go, man. Pedro's daughter. Akola we dey kwa kwanza. Waka Spanish. Amigo compañero, amigo cooperante. Chale, kekabia ko Pedro na banu. Aje yewu, ready? Matrico. Oh, forget about that. Matrico. Share Aguaro Matrico. But tell me, on the most road, I'm going to say, when was last week? Abodam crazy. Yes. They had some birthday party for the guy. It was African last stop. I was there. Come on. What's out Uber games? But you know what? Something happened over there. There was this raffle. Yes. If you win, you're gonna get. Yes. The birthday bash nasi. I'm gonna get raffle. So I won. Yes. Marini 2 tickets. Hey. They said let me fly to any African country. Hey, I'm telling you. But my family one day, they said me for Ghana.
I see you.
What do you want?
Yeah, Papa.
There's some things your brother cannot do for you. I'm going with my baby. I'm going with baby. Yeah. I'm going with you know the deal.
Now you know the hassle.
Massa, what are you talking about?
Listen,
there's some things you cannot do for me. I gotta go with my baby. Let's go, man. I'm going with ya. Ya is my baby. I'm going with ya. Everyone has not forget.
Me and you there,
I'm going with ya. That's it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm going with ya.
Yo, as it's been said from the past, man, know thyself. Listen to the sounds of nature. Right and go! When they hear the call, how many go? Affected in their mind and confusing all the soul. When they hear the call, how many go follow? So they susu on and tear go slow. So when they hear the call, how many go? Affected in their mind and confusing all the soul. When they hear the call, how many go?
Hello? What?
Oh, yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir. Boss, good evening. Patrol to say, Mammy Waka. Oh, yes, sir.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yes, sir. Patrol, important say
yeah.
Yeah, boss. Boss, and your money. You're from Kwesi.
Okay.
Na, we depend on any moon. Say, me bow, which name who say, wa.
Okay.
Boss, and your money.
Okay.
Minimum, ya bahasi, best of Sumi and Senny. Boss, you know, man, the Bahato, near the Bahato. It's me, Tremo, me cramming in Sam's Pajuma, and who said, will be crumbs. With the Mr. Swanson Equi.
Now, who's this, Yang? Who's that?
Me, I'm a brother.
You and your brother? All right.
If I'm Kwesi, you're a friend of Selassie.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
But how did you know it was me?
I know you. I'm telling you, I know you. We've met before.
Where?
I met you somewhere in Ghana about 7 years ago. Now, I'm party be a Achimota. I'm now a chairman. Chairman. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Swanson, now to see.
Okay. All right. All right, good. All right. So this is what I can do for you, right? I have a phone shop.
Phone shop?
Yeah.
What's a phone shop?
You have experience with phones?
Marie.
Hey, sure.
Yeah. Lazarus. And then the encourage baby fee. Boss,
hey, sure.
Me phone experience. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Master Juma Bakon me experience. No.
Hey, sure.
I'm telling you, man, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, boss.
Okay,
Boss,
what experience do you have?
boss, let me tell you something. I can fix phones. What you say? I know how to fix screens.
Okay.
What I say? I know how to do everything about phones. I can change housing. I can even fix charger. If you have problem in your charger, I can even fix it. Me with phone experience. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing that job for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Boss, me with experience since Nokia Ericsson time. Sony Ericsson time.
Sony.
I'm telling you.
Sony Ericsson.
Yes.
Man, we in Samsung time. What are you talking about, Sony Ericsson?
I know more about Samsung too.
Okay, don't worry about all that. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Where you live?
Boss, Sisiano, baby, I'm telling you, I baby,
Okay.
Sisiano, I'm Bronx. So the baby, I'm here. And now once I'm I baby, am I?
Bronx where?
Bronx. Oh, boss. So we do Grand Concourse on so 182nd. Oko down. No for left. Our Jerome so. Who say nika krabia? But say gas station bi wo. No say for left. Ofo kakra. If you
now they feel they were classic be wo Ghana now. Look. This America, man. This is New York. What street? This is New York, man. We in America, man.
I know.
182nd and
what?
what?
In America for real, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But boss, T, what do you have 70 Bronx?
Okay, yeah. Let's forget about that. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do for you, right? I have an apartment available in my house, in my building, so I can give you guys that apartment.
Apartment?
Yeah.
Baby, I better.
Yeah.
Oh,
my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
So you're gonna give us a place to sleep?
Yeah, I give you a place
for free.
For free, of course.
Free?
Yeah.
Boss, let me shout.
Stupid. This is America, man. How you gonna get an apartment for free? Oh. You crazy? You gonna get it come out of your check? Yeah, of course.
You're gonna take it out from our check?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, of course, no problem. You said you and your brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My name is Kwesi. He's Salasi.
Okay, great. What you do is tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp.
8 in the morning.
8 in the morning, meet me at the store.
I'll see you there, bro.
You know what the store is? How you gonna see me? You know what the store is?
Boss, me pray me do. Me pejuma. Boss, my show.
Pray. No, that be said.
Boss, my show rough.
Don't worry. Yeah. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I got the phone shop right here in Mount Vernon. Right? Mount Vernon.
Boss, can you get
Mount Vernon.
Boss, can you get Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. Yeah. Boss, Mount Vernon, boss. Mount Vernon.
Yeah, forget about all that.
Adio.
So here's what we're gonna do. The store number is 132 4th Avenue.
Okay.
132 4th Avenue.
Okay. Boss, you have train.
Train. X-Train.
X?
Yeah, X-Train goes
S as in soldier or X as in Malcolm X?
X as in Malcolm X.
What's the train X?
What the hell is wrong with you? I was supposed to show you how to get there too? Look here. The store is 132 4th Avenue.
132 4th Avenue.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock sharp.
Boss, I'll be there.
All right.
Boss, Nyamisha.
Just make sure you're on time.
Mati boss, me that's baby. Nyamisha. You better be feminine and catch this guy, boss. No, mami who chima bra. Oh, but one day, I have no video of him. But your bra, you need a film. What's the plan of now? Why? Okay. Bra, trying to say. Let me. Boss, bye. Only I'm in call. Bye. What's now? 8 o'clock sharp. And I said, Papa, me that's it. With you, Papa, me shana, or bet you a palm is a swansea. Ghana, you know, what's to my forker. With my first paycheck. Yeah, what's you know? Come on, mommy. Then maybe I come up my country, man. I'm talking about my girlfriend. You know the deal I'm talking about, right? And I'm what I say, a compound. Or also, me pisika come up on a shima. So, it's me night. I bring me. Ready? But that's it. Misika I can say this I'm going to use or I'm going to spend my first paycheck. Ready? Me pa bono edru anim. Me da se. Hey! When I look for fresh lassie, can you see a new juma? You am I? You. If a check on from say I feel in America. What you say? I feel you better level na gaza. Ready? You. Ready? That was it.
I go. Amen.
This week's episode of Enya Easy is brought to you by Domot Aluminium Ghana Limited, manufacturers of quality household utensils and roofing products.
Adrian,
Yeah, I'm right here. Hey, what you saying? Bibi Aboko. Why have you?
Who had drink too much? What do you want?
See. Yambeso and say, Opama Contacho.
Why?
The Obetiasia Mamma, Opama Contacho, my pouch.
Costo.
Nah, no, we be more. Opama Contacho. I know, sound crazy, but Opama Contacho. Now, Opana Choa, see, Opana Choa, who are you one of the mouth.
And then I'll be mamma.
Wouldn't my dear Bessamir? So the man who send me a letter, the end of your one each year. No, dear, although I'm not a many man.
Oh, Casa.
Put him amount $250.
Would you me who later $250 in the bed? $250 in the bed. Ah, one day crying to me, Shame. Later, why? What do you
think? My dear, be a man. I don't know any scary. Mama $500.
Okay.
Mama $500. It sound good?
I feel your work, sir.
Okay. But I didn't person and say, Upanacho we are. We set a date for dinner. Okay. It sound good? You can do it?
Okay. Bad.
Now we are the Miniani address, no. Anytime I'm going to go through one. You miss your flu on any money for $500. Every morning. Over to my mom.
I didn't time.
Over to my mom.
May.
No, they didn't have my mom. That's so good, sir. That's so good, sir.
Change. There be no mom deposits.
So we are.
Debbie. Ah! Someone is here. I need something. At least half of it. Someone baby.
Wouldn't my dear mayor. In Yamini also. Oh, we am favor, Matiwas. But and the mayor will go to half amount, no more 250. Why? But 250 amount. Why? It sound good, or not? I mean, your mother.
Are you going to have that money ready for me?
House in Yamiti Siacho. I'm not going to
No. This is really serious. No. You got too much.
Only baby. My boat 250 amount in the over to my mother.
Mate. It's kind of ready.
May ready.
What's it?
Ready. Come on, but don't you?
May who later? Why?
No, I'm pegging.
Oh, for you. Yeah, peg. Oh, for you.
What's up with you? What's up with you? Let's make the show of our home. We are going rise and leave. That's a gift to the church. You probably don't know. How do you think you have to know? Hey, Vivi, it's
Hey, Uncle.
You working hard?
Yeah. Oh, so you said next week, man, to Quine, right? Or go Dubai for about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Man, now I call Ghana for about 2 months.
Okay.
And see, now see with the Skabi Benjamin and Carmedia man, or not their Kwakuma grandma.
Ska.
Yeah, she can also the Koma grandma.
Oh, that's what the Koma grandma. Yeah. But you see, I can nipa swish. And two my dear, Chairman said, I'm so on from my grandma. I mean, I'm the man. What?
Oh, there be many. Now, when you man in business,
hey,
and in the country.
See, me no Casa, what's what you say?
I name my tight man, name travel.
Hey. Me, uncle, my customer, child, there be no man contract, who man score me will be car.
Net, you know, do
the crown is here to your bills.
Okay, and so be our bills.
I'm calling my body money, so I do. Oh, score. No, score.
Anyways, your friend is saying, now, wait. Aren't you supposed to be at the phone shop?
And then the man call.
Then him send a one call.
When now the man can come in.
Trying with your mommy.
Hey, for phone, the two on a man on Casa. But no customer so for papa. One over Casa or this one the Casa. Won't call out more than money radio. Me for me, I'm no Casana who to mammy idea. Look at so chessing. We're gonna crack my chew to travel to rough crowd. I am more deal.
Would you have my friend?
Hey, what for 9 days? What any business for now? Also meeting here, they for 9 days. I mean, my customer challenge in Indiana. More from Mungu or Mokrao. I'm telling you something, you're gonna go ask your dad.
Hello, Daddy.
What's up, baby girl? Yeah. You know, Daddy always got you covered. Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just came from taking the space for the restaurant. I'm looking over the contract right now for it.
I feel like you're about you're funny saying, only age mama, now when him say. Oh, okay. Now you're funny saying, when him say, no, can say we call some meeting be with some phone companies, but one could be behind China, so we call meeting.
Phone company? What phone company? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the meeting's going well. It means everything went okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to call you back. Yeah.
All right. And to go back for your time. All right. Okay, Daddy. Love you.
So, when I can't so much, I should be some. So, Kola mabama no papa ikabibia muntie.
Yo, uncle,
no kabibia yo. Money so adio. Na na mutipani. Wo famia. Wo swam kola na mchenju diaper. Wo be ku achirem. That's what she said.
Alright.
Money so adio. Why?
Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Bye, uncle.
Money so adio na mo
Oh, he's talking so much. Oh my gosh.
Next episode, one man's meat could be your poison.
Yo, as it's been said from the past, man, know thyself. Listen to the sounds of nature. Right and go! When they hear the call, how many go? Affected in their mind and confused in all the soul. When they hear the call, how many go follow? So they susu and tear go slow. So when they hear the call, how many go? Affected in their mind and confused in all the soul. When they hear the call, how many go follow? So they susu and tear go slow. See me tall like a faja too. They be small, no the rich come too. They fall.
But check this. Hello, and welcome to the show. This is pretty much a maiden edition, so let me tell you what this show is all about. The two things you're going to see constant on this show: African food, vegan food. African, vegan. That's what this show is all about. Vegan and African combined, right? Let me tell you something about myself. My name is Ja Beloved. I'm many things rolled up in one. As the show goes along, you get to learn more about me. But many of you may know me in one capacity or the other. However much you know me, welcome to this show. Now, many years ago when I started my Ital tribe, my Rastafari Liberty, one thing that I was really thinking about was how I was going to cope with being vegan or Ital and eating my African foods, because I love my African foods. So going vegan, how was I going to cope with missing out on fufu and TZ? But there was nothing to worry about at all. The answers were right there. First of all, there are foods that are naturally vegan, African foods that are naturally vegan. We're going to be showing you how to make some of those. And then there are foods that can be adopted from their meat versions into a vegan version using modified protein or replacements like mushrooms and stuff like that. So we're going to learn a lot about that too. In the meantime, see me in my fly little hat? Let me tell you something about this. This is a project that I'm an ambassador of, and I'm a very proud ambassador of. It's called the Pan-African World Heritage Project. It's headed by Professor Kojo Yanka, a man of incredible repute, indelible repute, and he is putting up this project where we're going to be building a village which will house all the cultures of Africa. It's an incredible project that can only stem out of a brain like that of Professor Kojo Yanka. A video of it will be playing and you'll get to see more about that. In the meantime, let's return to business. as I was saying, this show is about vegan and African. Along the line, we could host, you know, people or foods that are not necessarily African but are still vegan. It just has to be vegan, period. But sometimes we may host people who will show us how to make other things that we may love to eat. I like Oriental food, you know, Chinese food, Japanese food especially, and all of that. We may make some of them here too, using our own techniques. And then sometimes we may host people who may come and show us vegan foods across Africa, other African countries, you know, Ethiopia, South Africa, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, everywhere. So that is what you're in for. Welcome to Ital, Bokasi. Alright, so this morning we're making breakfast. Making something for breakfast, right? And we're going to make wheat porridge. For our ingredients, we'll need some amount of wheat. For fortification, I like to fortify my food all the time, whenever I can. I have some flaxseed to go with it. And then we have some coconut milk powder. We also have almond milk, which we'll be using later on. And I have some bee pollen. It's a luxury I have. You don't have to add that. It's a sweetener. But you could also use other sweetener like pure brown sugar, cane sugar, right? Which is actually what we'll be using today. This is something that I just use just because, you know. And then we also spice it a little bit with some nutmeg and some cinnamon. Basically, these are your ingredients for today's meal. Breakfast is about to not be served, be cooked. Come with me, let's go to the stove. Alright. So, we're starting by having a bit of water boiling on the stove. While the water is boiling, we're going to be getting this stuff ready. What some people go straight. I actually like it straight because I like the grit and all of that. But just for those who don't want to, you know, gritty, let's break it down a little bit, just a little bit. You don't want it to be too smooth, you know, because it's not it's not supposed to be too smooth, really. So here we go. Put some. Some of our wheat in a blender. Remember, don't break it down too much. And we also put in some flaxseed, like I showed you before. Now, flaxseed is one of the hardest things to break down. But don't feel no way about ingesting flaxseed as is. You know, it's gonna do what it's gonna do and get out. It's not gonna harm you at all. But this is a good opportunity, though, to break it down a little bit, because the more you break it down, the more you get from it, right? So I put a generous amount of flaxseed in there with my wheat. Same color though, almost the same. Yeah, you actually almost use the same. So it's gonna blend in very beautifully, you know, as you're about to find out. Alright, so give that a little shake just to get it together, mixed together properly, you know. And give it one small little twirl around. You don't want it to, once more, too smooth, like I've been saying forever, because really, you don't want it to be too smooth. See? And there you go. Perfect. That is the texture you want. See? There's still a lot of grit on it. At this point, your water is boiling. And you want to bring your thing over and have it cooking. So let's move over to the stove. I'm actually standing at the stove right now, as you can tell from that camera over there. So what we're going to do is get the actual cooking going on, alright? Yes, indeed. The trick with this thing is to stir it while you're still pouring it in, because you don't want it to lump up and the more it stays in there, the more it's likely to lump up. So you stir it while it's so. Stir as you pour it in. That's the trick. So it doesn't lump up. Yep. Yes, indeed. Nice and easy. So the water ratio to the wheat ratio or the grain ratio is also important, right? Because you want it to be the right texture. Yes, indeed. So it's going on, as you can see. So camera one is picking it nicely, showing it bubbly. And the thing with wheat is it's a grain, you know, so you really must cook it. So don't feel no way about it cooking down. It needs to cook down. Alright? It's not pre-processed. This is raw wheat. So make sure you give it the time to really process properly. Let it cook. Let it cook. That's why I mentioned earlier that the ratio of water to the ratio of grain is very important, because you don't want it to be thick and not cooked yet, and at the same time you don't want it to be like light, because you want to scoop it and eat it. So you give it enough water to cook it down to the point where by the time it starts getting to the right texture, there's still enough water to hold it down, right? There you go. Keep stirring. If at any point you feel like it's getting too thick and it's still not cooked yet, don't feel any way about adding a little bit of water, alright? That's always the trick. And I've heard some more experienced people say that it's better to add hot water rather than cold water, because then it kind of like picks up right from its own temperature and keeps boiling, rather than reverse it and bring it back. But I've also had a school of thought that sometimes when you add the cold water, it kind of like helps break it down, because it changes its temperature all of a sudden and then reverts the temperature back again. I'll leave that to the scientists to figure out. I'm just making some food. Looks like we're looking good. At this point, it looks like it's almost cooked. This is a good time to add in your spices. A little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon. Not too much, because you don't want it to overwhelm the whole thing, like maybe a dash or two. And then we go to the nutmeg. Now it's really cooking. You can feel free to turn it down a bit. Turn down enough. And I cannot find my grater at all, so I'm going to use a knife to get my nutmeg in there. I normally use a grater, but I can't find it, so I'll just use a knife to scrape a little bit of nutmeg. Not too much of that either, but just enough to announce its presence in there. Now, turn off the stove, and it's almost there. Mix it down, mix it down, mix it down. Mix it down. It's cooked and ready, but we have to sweeten it. Alright, here we go. I'm going to bring it over and serve it. Something my mom used to make when we were growing up, Anybody who was in Ghana in 1983, thereabouts, knows what happened in 1983. There was very little food. Fortunately for me, let's simply say we didn't have to suffer too much of that, but how we got around, part of how we got around some of that was because my mom was ingenious with using the same ingredients over and over and over again in different ways, so that you didn't even realize that you was eating the same thing at the same time. You know, that's part of the ingenuity of the Ghanaian woman. Celebrate that. Anyhow, so let's have some of this. Oh, it smells so good. Smell the cinnamon and the nutmeg at the same time. I think I balanced it. I think I did a good job with it. Smell it. It smells really good. Some oat milk. Oat milk, almond milk. Some people like soy milk. I moved from soy milk a very long time ago. These days I do things like cashew milk, oat milk. I never liked rice milk. I don't even get the idea. Oat milk, really. Oat milk, cashew milk, and almond milk. These three are, you know, what I normally use. I also have the powdered milk, you know, the what do you call it, the powdered coconut milk. You could use that too. If you get it, it's great. You could, matter of fact, what I'm going to do is sweeten all of it before I serve it. Okay, let's do that. Here you go. 1 second, let's get this thing out. And then a little spoon, let's add in some of this coconut thing here. Coconut milk powder. Ooh. So one thing with that, the reason why I also like using that is it also adds to the smell and the flavor. You know, one thing with food, if it looks good and it smells good, it probably tastes good. And that's the story here. This thing smells incredibly well. Nice. It does. Okay, and remember I was telling you about the bee pollen? It's just a good healthy thing to use. So sometimes when I'm sweetening my food, I may not depend entirely on that to sweeten the entire thing, but I'll still throw some of that in there. If it's not a whole lot, if I was sweetening the bowl for myself, I'll probably just use that, you know. But yeah, there's a bit of that. And the cane sugar, which is the thing most people would want to use, is a quick sweetener. Please don't use white sugar, please. You could. I mean, I'm not saying there's a rule that you should not. I'm just saying I prefer to use brown sugar, and I think you should too. Just saying. So yep, put in some brown sugar. Who is calling me? Okay, hold on a second. This is my producer from Ghana. Interesting. Richard. Hello? Yeah, what's up?
Good afternoon, friend.
Yeah, me fro earlier. Me shooting me say. Me shooting me showing say. I'm in fro back in about 10 minutes, okay? Alright, cool. Me fro back. So throw in the sugar, brown sugar. Now we're going to mix all of that up. Right, let me use this. Let me use something solid. Mix all of that in. Oh, this smells so good. Right. And you remember the point I keep making about the water ratio? The water versus grain ratio? Look at this. It looks almost solid, right? Don't feel no way about it, because this is when you're gonna throw this bad boy in here, because that is gonna break it down and make it a little more liquidy, right? and nice and everything, right? Now it's ready to go inside the bowl. And breakfast is served. You can have that with whatever you want to have it with. Bread, kose, akara, whatever on the side. Oops. I'll see you guys. Bye. I'll see you. Alright? Give me the faith. Give me the faith. I'm off to go eat. My love. Hold on, let me get this. Yo, it's the truth. And it's also very healthy. Wheat is very healthy for you, right? Rather than, you see a lot of wheat in my recipes going forward. But it's a good replacement or an addition to rice, white rice. Because you don't want to eat all white rice all the time. Obviously, that's something you want to stay away from. But people love white rice, jasmine rice, all of that. I do too. So instead of doing like all plain white rice, I'd add some wheat to it for fiber, texture, and for pure taste. It's delicious. And it's great for you. So thank you for tuning in to Ital Mokase. Next week, we'll see more recipes from the motherland, which are naturally vegan in Ital. Before I go, let me say something about Ital. People have a lot of definitions for Ital. If you ask 10 different people, they probably give you about 5 different definitions for Ital. Now, here's my take on Ital. I'm a Rastaman who lives in New York City. It's a concrete jungle. There are certain things that I just cannot get like fresh off the tree. So my definition of Ital on this show may not be what someone else may define as Ital, because Ital really would be like just going in the backyard and plucking my fresh tomatoes and everything and coming here to cook it down. I don't have that luxury. So as much as possible, we still do Ital. But I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely vegan. And it's made with a lot of love and good vibes. We'll see you next week on Ital Mokase. One love. Keep it. Prosper.